Look at that in the nick of time. We were like, we're starting because we just don't know. You're good. You made it. You made it. But cool. This was Dallas Supercross Triple Crown format. First of all, thank you guys for coming on. Dave, thanks for coming back. Metz is still on vacation, so we appreciate it. Love having you on here. So before we get into racing and everything, a couple notes I took is first, Tomac has signed up for the outdoors and then the Supercross motocross 3 races. What's your all's thoughts on that? Does he go to 24 or do you think it's outdoors and that's it? Anyway, I'll go with Ryan. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I feel like he's feeling it right now.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to keep going. He likes the bike. And I would not be surprised if he wins the outdoor championship plus the Supercross championship and then signs for another year.
It'd be wild.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, as long as he's having fun and winning, I wouldn't be surprised if he kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of the same as last week. Like, as long as he doesn't feel like he's like getting pushed to a limit he's not comfortable with, he's going to keep having fun and riding. As soon as they all start clicking off laps and he's like, I mean, we've kind of even seen it a little bit in the last couple rounds, you know, where he's just kind of like, I'm cool with just taking a fifth. I'm cool with just, you know, I got the points lead, you know. So he's in a good comfort zone, but I don't know that he's gonna. If they start putting a lot of pressure on him, and like it'll be interesting to see what happens when Jet jumps on a 450.
Yeah.
On outdoors, whether or not.
Yeah.
He's like, whoa, this kid's not. I don't feel like dealing with this little kid, you know. Like he might just be like, this is it for me. So.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, especially like with so many contracts coming up after outdoors. It'll be wild to see what happens there. That'd be the most interesting point because I think Coop's up. Well, obviously, Sexton's going to KTM, AP, Anderson, AC. Like it's just so many people. I know a lot of those guys will end up just re-signing, but still a lot. So also speaking of AC, didn't race, did do press day, then hurt his wrist. So he didn't race. So that was another note. What's crazy about that is we'll get to it later. Is Savachi was gonna fill in for Cowie if AC or Anderson got hurt, and then he get hurt. So that's kind of.
She said I just saw a thing on Vital MX. He's cleared to come back.
Oh, he is cool.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Triple Crown format. The 450s is a 3 12-minute main events, and the one with the lowest score, you know, wins it all. We were watching. I was texting Dave during qualifying. How crazy was it? Like the B class, like you think Clayson and all the men are in, and then all of a sudden it jumps. And they got to go to the LCQ, and they just didn't make it. But your buddy got in. Carnell made it, man. He made the main event.
Yeah, I thought that was cool that Carnell made it in this week.
I know. I know. So it is kind of a weird setup, like how they do it versus a normal.
He did get 22nd though.
He did, yeah. He made it. All right, so three 12-minute mains, and then so Cooper Webb wins the overall. I don't think Cooper was the fastest on the track. He got 5th the first. It's just like, and then if you watch the third main or third race, however you want to put it, I mean, he was still kind of like 4th or 5th, but guys just were dropping off, and he was up there.
Anderson crashed. I don't know what happened to Roxon.
Barsha crashed.
Roxon happened to Roxon.
Yeah. He got lucky that third main, dude.
Yeah.
Still saying it.
He didn't get lucky.
I mean,
he was catching him.
He is fast.
2 more laps. He would have passed him.
He got like 3 gimmies handed to him when Anderson crashed in front of him and when Barsha crashed in front of him because Barsha wasn't going to let him past him. Oh. I don't think Anderson was either. And then
but Coop's not scared to push Barsha over the berm.
And then
Coop ain't worried about that.
He got to Sexton faster than I thought he probably would have otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing with it was who was the rider? I don't have it. Let me hear.
Then it was just like the perfect storm, dude, between Shiz and Harlan.
Harlan.
Yeah.
He was trying to dip off to the right to let them guys go by, and that's just where Sexton went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dave?
I mean, I think Sexton would have held him off. He wasn't looking ahead. Like Cooper has more experience in that situation in the racing. To like he was looking ahead and he knew exactly, like he saw where that lap rider was going. Chase was too focused on keeping Cooper behind him, looking in his rearview mirror, and I just think Cooper had the advantage of being able to watch it all unfold. And I mean, he didn't have enough time to catch him back up. You know, he was gone at that point.
Yeah,
like we talked about last week, the blood in the water, dude. Like,
yeah.
When Cooper gets a taste of it, he's got like 4 laps in him that you can't catch him. So,
Sexton went down. Was that the second one? He went down. I think that was the second one where he tried to get Eli. No, that was the third one too. So he went down.
Yeah, and Tomac crashed too, I think.
Yeah, Tomac did on the over under. That was kind of weird. His crash. I think he said he lost traction.
Yeah, I know the guys were really, really complaining about how the dirt looked awesome, but it was super marbly underneath. Just looked great. Just didn't have any traction. So
Chase gets second. Still only 5 points back. I think he was happier that he was ahead of Tomac because on the podium he's like, "Oh, great racing, we're here." But I think that Tomac's behind him. He felt a little more relief on that. And then Tomac third. I was thinking about this with Tomac, and it's going back to that crash he had at Anaheim too. Now he says he was fine. He might be fine, and the injury might be very minimal. But if you look at his racing since then, he hasn't. It's basically Chase is already wrecked, and he's gotten first. Or look at Kenny in the first main. Kenny's on him. Like Eli since his crash. Now it might be nothing compared, like not tied together at all. But he hasn't been like 4 or 5 seconds up. I don't know if there's anything tied to that, but I was just noticing that. What do y'all think?
Yeah, he definitely hasn't been running away with any.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan? You think anything tied to it, or you think he's just everybody's just kind of staying the same?
I don't think anything's tied to it because if he had an injury that was going to be lagging there, I don't think he would have signed for outdoors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he would have
thought about that too. I was like, he's not going to sign if he's injured.
Yeah, if he's questionable, he's not going to make any decisions, I don't think, right now.
Yeah.
So he must be feeling all right. I think he's just settling in, kind of,
Yeah. I think the beginning of the season, we saw a Tomac that was super, super comfortable on his bike already. And I think some other guys had found their base in the first round or two, and they're kind of like catching up to him. But he came out of the gates firing on all cylinders, and now the other guys are kind of like they found some settings that are better, and they're just dialing it in.
This is like the first season he's done that too. Like he's always been kind of slow to get going. It seems like the beginning of the seasons, and this year he's been, just doing Tomac stuff right off the bat.
Yeah, he's vibing with that Yamaha for sure.
Yeah.
And then he's the king of Daytona, which is next. So we'll definitely see how he is there. I'm interested in that. I'm really interested in the top 3 at this coming race at Daytona because it's obviously a little different, a little more Supercross motocross style track.
I think Tomac's just gonna destroy everybody.
Yeah,
because I mean, dude, he's always so good at Daytona.
Yeah,
I think that I'm definitely going Tomac winning this week. I've been going Sexton the last couple of weeks, but I'm going Tomac for Daytona for sure.
Have you guys been to Daytona for Supercross?
Oh yeah.
How is it?
It's like watching a motocross track from a stand. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to get. You kind of the year I went, they weren't letting a ton of people down close to the track, which kind of stuck. But I mean, any of those big super speedway tracks are pretty wild. It's cool. I mean, just the whole environment's cool though. I mean,
Yeah, that's
before
right.
and after the race and stuff. So
Yeah, they used to let you like down by the track or part on the track, and I think they've kind of stopped
you
that.
can do it again now. The last time I was down there, I used to go years ago, but the last year I went was 2020, and it was a little crazy then.
Would you rather go to that or like Indy? Watch it.
Indy.
Okay.
I honestly, I like watching it from home, dude. You see more.
Yeah,
I'm that way too.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
it's fun going to the races, but yeah, you can definitely see more just watching it from the house.
Yeah.
It all changed for me when they stopped doing all the heat races and like trying like it was cool back in the day when it was like the whole day was full of races, like
Heat races, semis, the LCQs.
Yeah, trying to get into the night program to like get on like the heat race program. Like they used to have races all the way up to it. Now it's just time qualifying and
with the exception of like the Triple Crown races.
Yeah, right.
Anderson finishes fourth. Tomac was like 1 point ahead of him. Anderson, that second heat was on rails. He was flying.
If he gets a start, dude, like he's fast.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think nobody can catch him.
Yeah.
He's just been getting terrible starts though.
Dude, he got so lucky that he didn't get hurt from that first turn pile up in the first race. Like,
oh my gosh,
he got T-boned.
Dude, he went all the way from that all the way back up at 8th too.
I know.
So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And then Roxon, moving on to Roxon, the first one, he was all over Eli. Like it didn't get past the second and a half. And then from there, it just kind of was like not terrible, but it wasn't great. It was like fourth and fifth. I don't have it in front of me, but you know,
he was just pulling typical Roxon, dude. He's really good right off the bat, and then just falls off the cliff.
By the time he gels with that bike, Supercross will be over.
He should just go ahead and start practicing, getting his settings ready for motocross, and just write Supercross off this season.
Yeah, I was thinking that. So, like, Anderson is the next guy back.
He's in 5th in points.
Yeah.
But like, so he's like, what, in the 30s, almost 40 points back. Do you start, like, prepping for outdoors now?
Yeah. They're not. They won't start prepping for outdoors yet.
Yeah, he's 38 points behind, right? That's all right. No, 48. Yeah, 38 points behind Tomac. Now Webb's only 2 points back. And then Chase is 5 points back. Anderson's 30 points back. Kenny's 38 points.
This is going to be. I still think it's going to be an interesting race because Coop's so close that like his momentum right now is carrying him. So it's going to be interesting how Daytona goes. I know it's Eli's race, but I mean, what Coop was second. He's been second there a couple times. AP, I think one race he was running pretty high up there, and then so he got he
went
6th.
6.55 for AP.
Yeah,
it's Mr. Consistent right in that 6.5 position.
Do you think KTM re-signs him?
I don't know.
Depends. I think it all depends on what Cooper does and what Muscan does.
Yeah.
And with Sexton coming over.
Yeah, I mean, with Sexton coming in, I mean,
they're definitely not going to run 450 guys. So somebody's getting cut.
Well, Muscan's going to stay in France.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dave. Ryan has he loves French people. He hates them. Here's a theory.
I like that Tom Vial. He's not bad.
No,
I think he actually cried when France crashed and got a concussion.
I was excited.
Here's a theory. What about AP moving over to? I don't know why AP, but you'll just use him going to Gas or Husqvarna. Same bike, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll go to Husqvarna. I think they're going to re-sign Mookie.
Yeah.
And Craig's got a 2-year deal.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know what Barsh's deal is. I don't know what he's got.
Somebody will pick AP up.
Yeah.
I think AP has a good personality and a good following, and like Dude, I think he'll stay with KTM.
Yeah,
I really do.
I don't think KTM is going to want to let him go.
Nah. He's been showing consistent improvement, which, I mean, that's what they look for, especially KTM in specific. Like, they want you to like constantly do better, and that's kind of what he's been doing. You know, like he's just, dude, the guys that they're racing against, like getting a 4th place against Tomac, Sexton, Webb, Anderson, Roxon, like what more could you ask for? You know, like.
Yeah, it's true. But if you think if Cooper wants to come back and they sign Cooper, because Cooper's a contender, then they got Chase Sexton coming over, who's also a contender. I mean, they want to put the money in there?
Yeah, for a podium sweep possibility.
Yeah, that's true.
It's possible.
All orange podium, like
that would be cool. But Kawasaki should probably just kick Cincerillo to the curb. And then put AP on that.
Yeah, I think AC's days are numbered.
I know. Maybe a fresh start though for AC is what he needs. You know, I mean, he's been on Cowie his whole life.
He can't stay healthy. Yeah. They said that he just did a jump and his wrist hurt and he couldn't race because his wrist hurt that bad. He's just fragile.
I think he's tried to come back too soon so many times that. I mean, I don't even know if taking a year off is what he needs. You know, I don't know if he took a year off, I don't think he'd come back.
Yeah.
No way.
I'll tell you what, he would be great in the booth or a great commentator.
Well, isn't that why he had shoulder surgery, because he was losing feeling in his hands and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was in his elbow too. Didn't they have something on his elbow as well?
So I wonder if he's got something going on with that.
They said his hand will just go numb. Just randomly go numb.
Yeah.
Dang. Remember he said a couple years ago, like his where his joints connect, or he said like mine aren't like fully or never fully developed like most people or something like that. All right, so Barsha, did you all see that like crash where he went over the berm? It was actually not a bad save. Like he kind of saved it a little bit. That was
that was some pretty crazy balance.
Yeah. I thought the race, I don't know which one it was, where him and Sexton are kind of battling, and Sexton just finally gets by him. I thought it was going to be a little more like, remember he kind of put him in the corner going into the finish line.
A little more chip shy.
Yeah, and then Sexton's like, all right, I got to get by this dude fast.
I think that's just like what everybody expects out of Barsha now.
Yeah. Yeah, like right before going through the tunnel, he's like, I'm hammering down. It's funny.
Barsha's pretty much the new Andrew Short. He'll do anything to keep you behind him.
Yeah. Christian Craig, I think one race, he was like running 4th. You know what I've never seen Craig on TV or they never mention him.
Yeah, they were talking about that on Pulp too.
Really?
Oh, dude, he's just floating around, dude. You know, not really like making any big moves.
Just nothing. I don't like even Justin Cooper, who like just came back. You'll see it like they'll throw a camera on him here like for a second or something. Nothing on Craig.
Yeah, but Cooper, he's gotten like a whole shot and stuff, hasn't he?
I don't know.
Or been close to it.
Yeah, but Cooper's doing better though too.
Yeah.
Craig's barely cracking the top 10. Cooper is first, second, third races was all top 10s.
Yeah. It's crazy. Cooper's going back to 250s for outdoors. It'd be interesting.
He'll win.
Hunter.
He'll win.
I
don't think Hunter's as fast outdoors.
He's good, dude. Hunter's good.
I didn't say he wasn't good. He's just not as fast as Cooper. Cooper's a monster outside. He's like Blake Baggett. Yeah. You can't catch him.
I agree.
Old El Chupacabra.
I want to see how. I know we're talking 450s. I want to see what Thrasher does outdoors. Hopefully, he does all right.
Dude, he's got that knee issue. Outdoors is going to be bananas with Kitchen and Thrasher and Deegan and all those. There's going to be some fast dudes out there.
Tom Violet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think and Max Anstey's racing 250 outdoors. J Mart's racing 250 outdoor.
J Mart was cracking me up with his win.
Yeah.
You know it's bad when you don't even realize you're winning. Like he was not expecting to win at all.
I wonder if Faulkner will be back for the summertime too.
I don't know.
Maybe hanging out with AC on the couch.
Yeah.
All right, back to 450s. Justin Hill, good overall for him. I think he cracked the top 10.
He got nice, didn't he?
He went 10, 11, 10 for 10th.
Nice.
So I mean, he was pretty consistent, you
know. Good ride for Dean Wilson. So I think sometimes that Triple Crown helps you a little bit, you know. But Benny Bloss up there too. Josh Hill, man, it's weird seeing both the Hill brothers like out there like that. Doing all right too. Colt Nichols, I saw where he was down the whoops for one of the races. I don't know which one it was, but he was like backwards. It looked like in the whoops.
That's the third race, yeah.
Yeah. Shane McElrath. I mean, we talked last week. I'll ask you, Ryan. Or maybe it was 2 weeks. We thought he was going to do better. What'd you expect? Better?
I thought he would be top 10, but man, he's barely making mains.
I know.
And he's been looking like crap on that bike.
Kyle Chisholm.
That yellow bike. Yellow bikes in general.
It was Grant Harlan, right?
Here, let's talk about that for a second.
Go ahead.
Do you think that if Roxon was on a Honda, do you think he'd be doing better than 5th?
100%. No. I do.
You think he would?
Yeah.
I do.
He didn't do any better last year on a Honda.
That's because he's mentally he's just done.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be better either.
He's trying to find everything that he can in his power to like make his mind think that he's faster than he like. That bike, when he was riding that Honda, that thing was dialed, dude. Like the suspension looked good. Like that was like the example of what most people want their bikes to look like in a Supercross track setting. And there was nothing more that team could have done for him that wasn't – it was mental. It still is mental. Like he's chasing something that he will never find.
I agree 100%. Wasn't it the first time we ever did this podcast? I told you that Ken Roxon will never win a championship. And we were at, like, what, 3 races in, I said he'll never be on the podium again.
He was on the podium this year, though.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, this year.
Yeah.
But he'll never win another championship. No way.
Yeah. I don't see him. There's just too many fast dudes, man. Those top 5 guys, like between Webb, Sexton, Tomac, Anderson, Roxon, those top 5 guys, dude, they're just on a whole different level than everybody else, I feel like, right now.
Yeah, I think if he gets on a podium or wins a race this year, it's going to be a Triple Crown.
Yeah, because
that's his best case scenario because he is good at starts and he has a good sprint. He just can't last the whole race.
Dude, yeah, he can't do 25 minutes for whatever reason.
I want to see how he does at Daytona. That'll be a big factor.
He won't be able to last in Daytona.
Yeah.
I bet you see him fade.
I think that bike might be a little bit better at Daytona, but I don't know. We'll see.
If he doesn't change suspension companies again.
Yeah.
He's got a couple more days to pick another one if he wants, I guess.
He's on show this weekend.
Yeah.
BYB. I think he's on
he'll be on like Olin's or some crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chisholm. It was Grant Harlan, right? We already said that. That was the one that
he was.
Yeah, the flying Hawaiian. Kevin Moran's Cartwright, and then we talked about Joey. I still don't know. There's still no word if he's doing the whole season yet. I don't know.
They said that Rick Ware came on and said they were doing their everything they could to make him to where he could ride the whole season.
Do you think he stays there or he's a fill-in for AC now?
Dude, that'd be sweet if he got that fill-in spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how long is AC gonna be out?
Yeah, I don't know.
So right now it was only last weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joey's good, man. That's a bummer because for a privateer he was running pretty good.
Starling made it in the night show too, but He's hurt. Something's going on with him.
Yeah. And then Dave's boy Carnell made tonight's show. So, which we're not picking our picks yet, but who do you think would be a good? I guess I'll wait. I'll wait on that. Because it'll be about Daytona, so I'll just wait on that. Anything else? 450s? Oh, we didn't talk about the track. What'd you all think about the track?
It looked all right. It looked pretty fun.
I feel like it was just standard stadium track.
Yeah, there was nothing like stood out about it. There was nothing like really big jump wise.
Do you think they kind of not water, but make the track easier because it is a Triple Crown? They don't make it too technical. Like the week before, there's no way that would have been a Triple Crown.
I don't know what the difference of that would be.
Yeah.
Or why they would want to make it more easier. I guess just because there's more laps throughout the night. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did like the little dragon back thing. That was a pretty cool feature.
That was cool.
What's the minutes different on the track? What are they doing? 10, 10, 12s?
Yeah.
No.
12s.
12,
12. Yeah, 12 each one.
3 12s. And the 250s are doing 10s?
3 10s, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're on the track for 36 minutes. I wonder, compared to 25 minutes and the heat race, I wonder time wise. I wonder if it equals out to like track time.
Yeah,
it's more than 36 though, because you're gonna have at least a lap and a half more.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Basically, you know what I'm saying though, because and then a heat race is 8 minutes and 25 main or 22 main, basically 25 minutes. So we're talking. So the Triple Crown might be a maybe 5 extra minutes on the track.
Maybe.
It's just broken down different.
Yeah.
So I mean, you would think that they wouldn't physically, they would still be good, if they're still getting about the same amount of time. But
I don't know that the last round of both of them were proving that the dudes were gassed.
They're
yeah.
450 and 250, dude. There's people crashing everywhere in that last race.
Oh my god. 250 we'll get to it. Yeah, the 450, Tomac, Sexton, Anderson, Barsha.
I did really, really like the start. I liked how long it was. I liked the longer sweeping corner. Like, it was I hate when they do the super short, tight corner. It just, like, makes it so less fun to watch racing because there's so many more pileups, and then everyone's spread out, and then it's like someone just runs away with it usually,
The last race, though, too, the track was probably broken down a little bit more because they had 2 races before the 450 on that one. They had the Futures race, and they had the 250, and they had the 450. And I don't think they didn't have a lot of, like, prep time, as far as, like, fixing stuff. So those last 3, they banged out 3 motos in a row on the same track. So I'm sure when the 450s got up, it was probably broken down pretty bad.
Yeah, what about Ricky was talking about how Tomac was so far out in the start, outside the doghouse, and he's like, everyone else is inside. He's like, man, that's so risky, but he was getting it.
It's probably more traction out there.
Yeah, he said he liked the road out there.
It looked a lot straighter. Like, it didn't look like there's a lot of them that were kind of looking like they're coming together, like out of the gate. That one that he was sitting in was like perfectly straight.
Yeah. All right, that's it for 450, 250. Thrasher, man. I don't know what he did the first 250 race because
he didn't win any. He didn't win any of them.
No, not talking. I'm talking the first East Coast 450 or 250, the first one.
I don't think he was on the podium.
He had a couple really bad ones. I know that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the one he was doing really good and he crashed out or something?
Something he had to, because I think he would be up there in points right now, pretty close.
Yeah. I think he had a DNF like his first round.
Maybe. I have to look it up.
Yeah, I feel like all the Yamaha guys, they had a couple bad weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Where like pretty much all their guys were out. Like barely in the top 10. I don't even know if any of them made it in the top 10, except for Deegan.
Yeah. So Thrasher gets the overall dude, he impressed me, even right with the torn ACL. So
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
They said he's limping around and stuff too. They said he's not practicing during the week too, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah, but all 3 races, man. What was the one he was leading? The second one or the third one where he just went down the whoops? And he just there was like a lapper. I don't know which race, but I was like, oh, he's gonna blow it. That's when I'm not sure which one that was, but props to Thrasher, Jordan Smith. The only one I remember, was it the second one or the third one, where him and Thrasher and Hunter's going the overpath or the over the top and crashes? Was that the second or third? That was the second one.
Yeah, that was the second one.
Yeah,
that
When
win.
Hunter crashed,
yeah.
I think Thrasher made a mistake on that going over the over under and cut and like pretty much cross trumped him.
Yeah,
that the 250 class, that overall win really could have went to Thrasher, Smith, or Lawrence. It was basically whoever wins.
Yeah,
because going into the third, Thrasher was at 4 points, Lawrence had 4 points, Smith had 5 points. So if Smith would have won, he would have won the overall. Like, even though he was a point back, he would have got that point plus the win. Third moto. So it could have went to any of those guys.
Yeah.
All came down to that last race, almost pretty much just like the 450,
Oh, I meant to say something about 450. Did you see that line Tomac had going into one rhythm section where he was jumping in, but then he said after a while it went away. He would like double it, like he was the only one taking it, and then he said it was only good for like 4 laps, and then the rut got it, and it was no longer. That was a pretty cool line. But yeah, so Thrasher, what did you guys think where the over under? A couple guys were single, and then jumping, and then some guys were doubling to the over under. It didn't seem like one way was faster than the other. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I was watching Thrasher do it behind Hunter, and I feel like Thrasher would pull up on him just a little bit. I mean, it wasn't like it was much.
Yeah.
That really amounted to anything, but it looked like he would come up to him a little bit closer every single time.
Yeah.
He would jump that, and Hunter would roll and then single, then jump.
Yeah.
Dude, that last 250 main was just complete chaos.
It was complete carnage. Those dudes were like gassed, and they were just as everything they could have to stay, man. Like,
yeah.
And J Mart won one.
Surprise win. He just did not know that he won.
Yeah. Because Thrasher went down, and then Smith went down the whoops. Yeah, that's hilarious. Then Lawrence, him and Anstey went down in the first turn. I forget what happened, what made him go down, but yeah, that he had some catching up to do there. Dude, Hunter's fast though. His like recovery after he crashes is like he's just flying.
Dude, and he caught everybody.
Yeah.
He's probably my biggest surprise of this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew he was gonna be fast, but I didn't think he was gonna be that fast.
Yeah.
He's pretty much proven that he can go from last to first, in a moto.
Yeah.
What's a point spread? Do you have that in front of you, Aaron?
For 250s?
Yeah.
I know
Hunter's
up. Yeah. Hunter's up by 11 points right now. And then Anstey's in second now.
Yeah.
And Thrasher's in third with 57. So Lawrence has got 73. Anstey's got 62. Thrasher's got 57. Hayden Deegan's got 53. J Mart's got 53. It gets pretty tight. Like third through seventh is pretty tight. It's basically 57 to 52 points. Those guys are all kind of flip-flopping. It looks like a lot.
I can see Thrasher moving up to second if that knee doesn't bother him too bad. Tom Vial, fourth. I didn't really see much of him. I don't know if they didn't really show him, but great ride for him.
He's kind of like plateaued. Like at that first race, he came out swinging, but now he's just kind of quiet. He's still like right up there in the top 5, but
he went 5.9.
Really quiet.
He was one of those guys that kind of took advantage of all those guys crashing that third main, in that thing.
Anstey fifth. So you said Anstey's doing outdoors? He'll be.
I think they said he was doing 250 outdoors.
Yeah, I don't know.
He is.
And then J Mart, dude, yeah, he's just not. He just doesn't seem fast. Like those other guys are just flying.
Dude,
He's never been a Supercross rider.
Yeah, he's an outdoor guy, and I mean, he's on a Club MX bike, and I forgot he was even racing, and then all of a sudden he just won. Like they didn't show him at all the entire night. They didn't talk about him, and then they're just like, "Oh, Jeremy Martin wins." He's on the podium. You're like, "What the heck?"
He didn't do that. Yeah, he went 6:12 the first two. So he didn't do the first couple of races.
Interesting.
Mosman was pretty consistent. He got 7th. He went 7.67.
He's still a disappointment though.
Yeah, still, man. He just doesn't seem like.
Did he crash? I think he crashed one race.
He did.
He looked like on paper pretty consistent 7.67.
He was a contender last year, and this year he's not even breaking top 5.
Yeah.
Deegan was in 8th. He went 15.54.
The first race he went down the whoops.
I was going to say Deegan was the one, man. That first race killed him because he had a chance for getting on the podium.
Yeah.
He's looking pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like I knew that Triple Crown was kind of going to get Deegan a little bit, but I mean he's a rookie, so.
And like having 3 starts, man, it's so unpredictable, because you don't know what's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
You can get caught up in some stuff that you don't see coming.
Yep. Chris Blows, he was riding really good one of those mains. I don't know which one it was. I was actually kind of surprised. And Chance Hymas, he's also a rookie. Not bad. Jace Owen, Henry Miller, and then that Hawkins, another rookie. Colin Park, he's a second year. Do you call him a disappointment or still kind of learning, I guess?
Well, he's a privateer, pretty much doing on his own, ain't he? Or is he with the team?
I didn't know that.
He probably would have done better too. He must have crashed that third main because he got 20th third, but he went 10-10-20.
Who was the guy that they're going through the whoops and then he got drilled?
Oh, dude,
Munoz.
Hicks got Munoz. Yeah, that was Michael Hicks that hit.
Yeah, Munoz looped out through the whoop, so the Hicks just drilled him.
Man, that looked rough.
Cody Shock's bike got in the back of that, got locked in.
Yeah.
I think Munoz got up and he was racing the next race though.
Marshall.
I saw him eat shit again at like the next race. So.
Yeah. I mean, he got 22nd that first one, but then he went 18-21 the next couple.
Yeah. Oh, he's feeling it. He's still feeling
it.
Yeah.
He's got to have some broken ribs or something because he took a shot right there.
Yeah.
Marshall Welton was looking better. Like he got 16th and made it in the night show. Like because he was having some issues getting out of the LCQ there for a couple weeks.
Do all you guys do fantasy?
No.
Yeah.
How RM or Pulp Fantasy?
I do both of them.
I do RM.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing
better in Pulp than RM. I'm getting the top 5, dude. I'm just like last week I had everybody in the top 5, just not in the right order.
Same.
So, I've never played, so you want to pick somebody who's like almost like a dark horse, right? All the time, like that's how you get the most points.
No.
Yeah. And for RM, I had Colt Nichols in the wild card 13th, and he got 14th, so I just missed that one by 1 too.
Oh man.
The RM one, you just want to be right. Dark horses don't matter.
Yeah, there's like handicaps and stuff in Pulp.
Yeah, the Pulp ones are like actual like fantasy football style, but yeah.
I gotcha.
And you're betting on like people getting hole shots and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of fun though, because then you're rooting for those dudes to get out of the LCQ. Because like Marshall Welton, he might have like a 14 handicap, dude. So you want him in just because you get a lot of points just off his handicap.
Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, AJ Cat, he made it in the main. Nice, Hicks, and Munoz. So 250s. we didn't do it in the 450s, but we'll do it 250s. Who do you think your biggest surprise was for the Triple Crown and your biggest disappointment? Start with you, Aaron.
For 250s?
Yeah, 250s.
Man, I think my biggest disappointment in the 250 class is probably, I'm just gonna say Lawrence, dude, just because I expect him to win like every race because I think he's just better than everybody. And for him to go 136, he was just doing some stupid stuff, you know. Like if he wouldn't have got that 6th place that last moto, he would have won, you know. Like it was just I feel like he could have done a little bit better. But I mean, he's still on the podium and he's a points leader, so he's not out.
And I mean, his first turn crash in that last round was 100% his fault. So
yeah, and I'd say Nate Thrasher, he's probably the biggest surprise just because he's had some bad races, dude, and he's got a torn ACL and he went 2-2-3 to win it.
Yeah,
like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That he's like kind of laying it out there, you know, staying in it.
Ricky won championships with a torn ACL, bro.
And I'm sure he's in pain, dude.
Taking it back old school where they didn't care.
Yeah.
I think Villapoto maybe 1 year too, maybe.
Yeah. They all did it back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, he was doing so crappy at the beginning of the year. Now he's hurt and he's doing good.
Yeah.
It was just 3 races ago. They've only had 3 races.
Yeah.
Like,
he had 1 bad race and 2 good races.
It's completely contrary to what, like, no, here, hold on.
Who's yours, Ryan? While he's looking that up.
My surprise is Jeremy Martin.
Yeah, okay. Houston, Thrasher got 8th at Houston. He got 23rd, Tampa. Or no, 23 points. Okay, so he won Arlington, right? He got 23 points at Tampa. So what was that? He got 2nd, and then he
that's a sand one.
He only got 8 in Houston. I think what he get like what's 8 points payout? Is that like 7th or 8th place maybe?
8 points. Where?
8 points is like 15.
15.
Right.
That sounds right.
I thought they've only had 3 races in the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. First one he's got an 8, a 2nd, and a 1.
Yep. Or 15, 2 and 1.
Oh, okay.
A 15, a 2, and a 1. Yeah.
That ain't bad.
He had a bad race.
Yeah.
But Lawrence has got a 1-1-3.
Yeah.
Right, but Lawrence is top notch.
Yeah, but you're expecting that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan. Who's your disappointment and most surprise?
My disappointment? I don't know. I really don't have a disappointment in my 250s. My surprise is Jeremy Martin.
Mine's got to be Mosman. I just expect them to be more competitive there.
I've kind of written Mosman off, dude, just because he's been floating around that 7th to 8th kind of range.
Yeah. Kind of the same way. I just don't really talk about it because he's not doing anything.
We wrote Carnell off, and then Dave comes on, and Carnell makes a main.
I've kind of written Mosman off since the beginning, dude, because we thought Mosman was going to do good too, but he just hasn't. He hasn't been good at all, really.
No.
Well, he's not bad. He's just not performing to what I figured he'd be a podium guy, and he's not even close.
No. What do you think, Dave? Anybody disappointment or a surprise?
I was actually kind of surprised with Viale at 4th.
Yeah.
Because he's been kind of silent. And then Mosman's he just hasn't. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know if he's hurt, if he's got Epstein-Barr or some shit, but he's not. He does not look like he did last year. And he should have a really good baseline for this year based off of racing the exact same bike. He didn't change anything between last year and this year, so.
Agreed. All right. Let's go back to 450 real quick. All right. Who's going to be your podium for Daytona? So my question I was going to ask earlier is, do you see someone besides the top 3 or who kind of be like a dark horse or a podium person for Daytona that you could probably see? I'm going to say AP
For a win or for just a podium?
podium.
I mean, AP would be the closest one, but I think Anderson's going to win.
Yeah.
I think that Justin Cooper might be a surprise because he rips outdoor, dude. And
Yeah.
if he can figure out that 450, like that, his only downfall is he's just a tiny dude on a huge bike right now. He's trying to figure out that world right now, I think. So if he gets a little bit of motivation from this Triple Crown and feels like, I mean, he's at home, way more at home than a motocross track anyway. So depending on how that track ends up shaping up, he might be top 5.
Yeah. I think I heard or read somewhere where he said that 450 has too much power.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
For his little ass.
I do not doubt that. Have you ridden a new 450?
No.
Not even a factory one. Like, they're bananas.
They said Tomac when he got maybe last year's Yamaha that like the maps are like, oh, which map do you want? And he wanted like the one that had the most speed or the biggest one. He didn't want to tone it down at all. He wanted more.
It's because when he wants throttle, he like tries to rip the damn throttle off the bike. Like,
Yeah.
He's pretty aggressive with it.
Yeah.
He wants that power now.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and go with podium. Start with you, Ryan. Who's your podium for 450?
I mean, Tomac is he's the king of Daytona, and I want to say him, but I really feel like Anderson's going to shine this weekend. I feel like he's going to have a breakout.
Hmm.
I think he's due. He's due. So I'm going to go 21-3, 23.
Okay. What do you got, Dave?
I'm going with the number 3, man. You can't fight it. You can't rule him out. He's
right.
I'm gonna write these down.
I'm going Tomac, and then I think I'm gonna go Webb, and dude, I want to see AP up there.
Yeah.
AP's one of those dudes that vibes with the surroundings, and Daytona speaks to him, dude. Like he's one of those guys that if he's feeling good, he rides good. He always does good at Indy. He always does good at Crawfordsville, like where his hometown stuff is, and he's getting better on the bike. I'm going 3-2-7.
All right. I like it. What do you got, Aaron?
I'm going 3-23-2. I think Tomac's gonna win. I think Sexton's gonna get second and Webb third. I think Tomac, there's a lot of sand, like the track. There's a lot of different like dirt conditions there too, you know, and big long straightaways. I feel like Tomac, dude, he's just so good at that stuff.
He's gonna break out that scoop tire.
I kind of like Ryan's. I'm gonna go different order. I'm gonna go 3-21-23, and I think the 21 and 23 is gonna be like last turn almost. Like who can hang on to the last? Like those two will be tight.
How much do you guys think that Anderson's probation crap's dealing with his head?
I don't really think he cares about it.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't.
Anderson's not the type of guy who lets that kind of crap get to him.
Yeah, I don't think he cares too much about it. But Anderson, for me, he hasn't like really proven. Like, I don't know if he can go 25 minutes at Sexton's pace.
Yeah,
that's the thing holding me back from picking Anderson right now, because I don't know if he can do the full 25 at that pace that Sexton and those guys are pushing.
Yeah, honestly, Anderson's kind of been a disappointment this year, with the exception of the second race of last week.
Yeah,
like if that race hadn't happened, I would not have even considered him for a top 3.
And you know that track, Daytona gets beat, dude. So like it's gonna be a hard, rough track to ride.
Yeah, he always does good at Daytona though.
Yeah.
He holds it wide open. That's his style.
Right.
That's why he in the outdoors. He just holds it wide open.
Yeah.
That's the way he likes to ride. So he likes to ride on the edge.
But dude,
He's like the most out of control, in control rider you'll ever meet.
But he got crushed by Sexton and Tomac in the outdoors last summer, though.
Yeah. Everybody did though.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I just watched the Justin Brayton and Tomac almost getting Justin Brayton a few years ago. That was a good one. Because Tomac went down, they're like, "Oh man, he ain't gonna get," and then they're like talking, "Man, he might come after him."
That was like one of Brayton's only wins, right?
Yeah. All right, 250. Daytona 250. Who you got? I'm gonna put Thrasher. Well, it's that knee, but I'm gonna put him back up there because he's won. I don't know his number though. I'm just
I
gonna.
don't know. That knee's going to be really. That's going to be a real key thing for him because that thing gets rough.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Hunter Lawrence first, Anstey second, and I'm gonna go Viali third. I think he's gonna surprise us at Daytona.
Maybe. What do you guys got?
He's
I got.
He's an MXGP guy, dude. There's a lot of sand.
I think I'm going to go with Hunter, J Mart, and then Tom Vial.
Oh yeah, J Mart. Dang, I forgot about that.
J Mart's probably gonna do good too. He might have a breakout ride finally on that track.
I just think it's more outdoor style.
He's going to be coming in with a little bit more confidence after winning the surprise third race. So
J Mart's getting the sand too, man. That's where he grew up there, in Minnesota, Spring Creek.
I don't know, man. I hate to say it because everyone else is saying it, but Hunter, dude. I mean, it's gonna fit in so good to his riding style, and they're down there in Florida, so
yeah, that's why I'm saying Hunter definitely with the win. As long as if he keeps on two wheels, dude, he's gonna win.
Yeah, I think Hunter, and then I think Thrasher's gonna hold it together, man. He'll get past the knee thing. Anyone else that has talent figures out the whole knee situation, and he's got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put Deegan in there. I think Deegan might get on the podium. He's an outdoor kid, so
I was thinking that.
And
He might do it.
He's another one of those dudes that rides really good when it's all his people are there, and all of them. His whole crew is gonna be there, and I just think he's gonna. I think he might be surprising for that, man. That's kind of the style he is. Daytona's a perfect place for him to get on the podium. It would just be a perfect story, I guess. So
mine would be can he hang the endurance of that?
Deegan screwed me this week because I said he was going to get third last weekend and he got eighth.
Dude, he was close to getting third. If that first race screwed you,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see how Deegan's endurance is because Daytona's no joke if he hangs.
I didn't even think about it till now, but that would be wild if my picks actually came through and it went Lawrence and Steve Vial because that'd be no Americans on the podium.
Oh yeah, that was like that the first race, wasn't it? Yeah, like the first race, like first couple laps.
Yeah,
I think that's how it finished too.
No,
Hunter and Steve Vial.
I think that's when Jordan Smith got in there.
I was gonna say Jordan Smith maybe.
Jordan Smith crashed out, I thought.
No, I'm talking about the first East Coast race. First East Coast.
Yeah, the first East Coast race.
He's podium.
Because I called him out to be on the podium, and then he ended up shitting down his pants.
Let me look quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so that first Houston, it was Lawrence 1 and Steve Smith.
No.
Awesome. Okay, so I was must have been thinking something else. That's my fault.
And then
I thought that he went down because I called him to be on the podium. I thought he was going to be really fast.
And then Tampa was Lawrence, Thrasher, Anstey. And then last week was Thrasher, Smith.
Well, hey, at least it's East Coast, and now we're back on some normal times. Those early West Coast ones are hard to watch.
Dude, I can't wait to see East Coast.
Watch them on Sunday.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see the East West showdown, man. I want to see what happens between all those dudes.
when is that? What race is that?
The Salt Lake.
It's the one in October, I think.
October.
Supercross, Monster Energy Cup.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Baby.
No, it's one of the World Supercross
Hey, dude,
or
that's
the
only East West shootout I
World
know
Super
about.
Motocross races.
I don't know that all the crazy series names that they have now and times and dates.
You know they don't say shootout anymore.
I know they can't.
Yep, can't say shootout.
What?
Showdown.
It's a showdown, dude.
Oh my god.
Did you figure out when it was, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, dude. Wait, is that 2022 or 23? Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when it is. Probably look here.
Is it Indy?
No.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude. Two 250 SX East West showdowns will double the excitement in Indianapolis and Las
Oh,
Vegas.
damn.
Oh.
No,
That can't be right.
that can't be right. What year is this?
Wait, that was Las Vegas ain't even on the thing now.
I'm in Vegas. There's no one here. Yeah, man.
Are you sure you're typing it in right? It's the Super Motocross World Championships.
Yeah,
Dude.
2023.
Here we go. Here we go. I got
That's
it. I
probably
got
why, dude, because they
It's,
keep changing the damn name and everything.
it. It's New Jersey, round 14.
East Rutherford.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's the worst place. To
Right.
Why would
Bring
they
a bunch
put
of West Coast guys and put them right on the East Coast.
Yeah,
Yes,
why wouldn't you do like
New York, and Salt Lake City.
they should do
Because
like
that
the
stadium
Nashville
is
one.
massive.
When,
They can pack it full of people because it holds like 80,000 people.
when is the first Super Motocross race? Like
Oh,
they're
that's
doing
October.
thing, right?
It's not
That was
October.
back in January.
I thought they were doing one in the summertime sometime.
Yeah, I'm not calling it that ever. So
Right. I
Super
hated they
Motocross?
call it on that on the show.
Super Motocross.
get out of here. With
You
that
know the
shit.
only reason they did that is because of the other one, the WSX, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, you're right. September 9th.
World Supercross.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like they got competing series now.
yeah. But yeah, I guess some people are doing like what's his name? Who's the guy that takes everybody out?
Marshall?
Crazy.
Freezy. He's World Supercross.
That's
he
better
still-
concepts.
Is he actually still racing? I thought.
Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
on that team, but just for the world.
Moto Concepts is still a team.
Yeah, but they're only doing World Supercross.
It's weird, dude.
How does he still have a ride after pretty much being?
Because him and Mike Genova just
I'm surprised that he's not doing Supercross because he actually didn't do too bad in the 250 class last year.
Well,
he took everybody else out.
yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, he was literally taking paybacks for taking his own teammates out, dude. Like, how's he still even allowed to race?
He told Grant Harlan, "I'll give you $2,000 to take Brayton out."
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
at like the super
That was over in Australia.
Yeah,
or whatever the hell it's called.
his own teammate, man. Like, what the?
Yeah.
Hell?
Super Motor Arena Cross.
Maybe he just realized, like, man, I don't know if it's safe to go back over there. Everyone's gonna want to take his ass out every race.
Right.
I just wish that when Weston Pike beat his ass on the track, he would have took his helmet off first.
Yeah.
That'd have been sweet.
Great. That was great. What about when he basically chucked Christian Craig and is like, man, that was my line.
Yeah. Try to justify yourself. Like, dude, that was the stupidest move you could ever make.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Anything else? Appreciate y'all.
Did we pick oh yeah, we did 450.
Yeah, I got them out. You want me to go back to it? You
Nope, can't change it, Aaron.
I'm not changing. I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Aaron will pick like 6 different people to win.
Tomax, Sexton, Webb. And all my
That's all first place.
all my shit will change after qualifiers on Saturday too.
I got to be careful on this because I'm winning my fantasy league. I can't have people jumping on the podcast just to hear what my picks are going to be.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
can't release a podcast until after next weekend.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You need to start putting the buffer in there, then Dave. You need to be like, you need to
I'm going to be like, or am I picking?
AP for the win, Barsha second,
Yeah.
Logan Carnow third.
Yeah. I can go in there and like put like a little beep on your voice.
Yeah.
I pick beep beep beep. And then they're like, oh.
That would be
No, that's cool. I got like a 40-point buffer right now, so
That's nice.
I had like two rounds back to back where it was just like I was on fire. So everyone's like cheater. So it's fun. I think there was like 18 people in my group. It's kind of fun. Yeah, man.
Looking forward to Daytona. Thank you guys for coming on, and I'll talk with you later.
cool.
Later.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah.